So, real question.
Yep.
Whose forehead's bigger, yours or Corey Roker?
I knew this.
We are
coming.
not. We are not going to get into that.
Hey, I got the picture of my phone.
There
Just
is
flash
a
it.
picture that I have like threatened Corey with his life. You'll get there. I don't know.
So what you're saying is, don't wait around, be a right now kind of girl.
Exactly. That
Hell
is
yeah.
exactly what I'm saying. I like what you did there.
I'm gonna shoot Josh in the foot with the ball game. Y'all, thank y'all for joining us for another episode of True Talk. I'll let Josh Trader House.
I've been drinking whiskey tonight. Lost my job, can't pay the light. In the morning I'll be alright. 'Cause I've been drinking whiskey all night. I said,
Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Truth, Tall Tales, and Whiskey. Tonight we got Miss Billie Jo out from Grand Saline, Texas, right? All right.
That's right.
She's been friends with most of us for a while now, so we're going to talk some shit and probably ask some questions that she's not going to want to answer. So you dropped your first single in 2018, right?
I did.
Yeah?
I did.
What was that one called?
Man, you're putting me on the spot now.
Yeah,
I gotta
that's the
think.
point of the
I gotta-
podcast.
stupid.
Crap. I gotta think. All right. So, Favorite Place to Be was my first ever single out to radio and Spotify and all that good stuff. So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
2018.
And you've been just getting it since then, right?
I have. It's been going really good.
You're always out there in, was it Lindale? Doing that stuff out there?
Yeah, I was for a little bit. I actually took a little bit off this year, and I didn't even have a show until like a week and a half ago. I had my album release party out there, and it was insane. So I think it paid off to, like, you know, like they say, like, don't go like overplay, you know, like where you live and stuff. And so
Right.
I took from like January to like the end of May off, and we had about almost 300 people show up to that. So it was insane. It was
Nice.
awesome.
That's not a very big place, is it?
No,
So
it
it's
actually
packed.
only holds like 250. So yeah, it was great. It
If
was
you're the
really
fire
good.
marshal,
I was about to say.
allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I mean, we won't talk about that, but
I remember you tried to have my sister play out there with you one time for some show that you were putting on,
I
and there was that
did.
massive storm that came through.
no, it was so bad. There was like tornadoes and stuff, and she texted me. She's like, "I want to be there so bad," and I knew she did. We've been talking about it for weeks.
Hell, they were on their way.
Yeah, they were on their way, and they were like, "We have to turn around." Like, and there was for real like tornadoes and stuff. It was so bad, but oh my gosh, I love her.
What was that venue called?
Texas Music City Grill and Smokehouse, so TXM for short, in Lindale, Texas.
So let's talk a little bit about where you've been, because you've been putting pins all over the map lately.
Yeah,
Yup.
yeah.
So you've been on a little radio tour, I see.
I have. I went on a radio tour from Texas up to Wisconsin, and I played a show in Wisconsin probably a couple weeks ago. We left on a Sunday and got back on a Sunday, and it was like 7 days full of just driving and hitting radio stops. There was like 15 of them that we hit, and it was awesome. I mean, it's exhausting, but awesome at the same time, because I really do love the, I guess you'd call it like old school feel of just like really working hard and like going to all the radio stations and like doing the work, I guess would be the best way to put it. And I love meeting new people. So I'm telling you, like, probably 14 out of 15 radio stations, it was like I could feel like it was success. It was great. Like they like loved it. There was one of them, I won't name names. You could feel like the difference in like energy, I guess, in the radio stations. But I'm like 14 out of 15, like that's not bad. Like it's not bad. And then it showed with like the numbers of the charts, because I'm going for Texas, for like Texas country music, but I'm also going for the Nashville side of things. So like Music Row, like my song Right Now Kind of Girl hit #1 in Texas, and it's still climbing on Music Row. So it's like number 32 on Music Row right now. So it's still climbing. So it went really well. So I loved it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's like I've got to watch you for a while, so I'm gonna shout your husband out a little bit here.
Yeah, he's sitting over here in the corner. He's sad. He couldn't be a part of the podcast because he didn't wear the jacket.
I was gonna say, can we flash like a picture of the purple?
There is a purple jacket that this man wears that I'm very, very fond of. And I promise, if we ever win an award for anything, like anything at all, like at all,
You're gonna
like,
wear it. You're gonna wear it.
If I even win bingo, like this jacket is coming out.
Billie Jo, what's the problem with the purple jacket?
Listen, I just really don't like it. I don't know. Like, I don't like purple. I think that's really the problem, really, in the whole thing. It's I don't like purple at all.
So,
And my daughter's the same way. She hates purple. So
let's get you off his wardrobe since you're a hater. Because I'm gonna rock this purple jacket. And like, if she don't heart that picture on Facebook,
I will heart it just for you. I'm gonna heart it just for you.
Sure.
Just for you.
So
So
he's
going
quite a
back,
bit taller than you, though.
so going back, I do want to say this because it was a long time coming, and when we first started this show, we didn't know what we were doing, and he watched us through that, like when we were horrible.
No, he 100% did. And he's like, "Hey, look at this," and I'm like, "What is this?"
And that was my introduction to you. And then, like, since then, obviously, like, I've been to plenty of shows. And
Yeah.
even though she's really mad at me about
I
missing
am
the last
so
one,
mad at you for missing the last
I
one.
did. That's my
Oh
fault.
my gosh.
But I've had the pleasure of booking you for places and, like, got to watch you multiple places and just watch you grow over the last couple of years. You've been doing this for so long, but lately it's like, from our end, it's fun to watch it paying off for you.
Yeah. It's going amazing. Like, I can't even, like, I knew back in like probably October, November, because I knew stuff that was like coming up like for this year. I'm like, oh man, this is going to be my year. And there's just been more and more stuff happen that I'm like, man, like this really is my year. It's going really good. I mean, I'm not saying there's not like down times or, you know, times where I'm like, oh my gosh, like what am I doing? But this year has just been, it's been incredible. So I'm super blessed, and I'm glad that you've kind of been a part of this journey from the beginning. Even though you missed the best show of my life, I will say that a few weeks ago. So
like, all the guys at the podcast know, like, I've been talking about this for a long time, and part
Yeah.
of like the delay in it was on my end because I was like, I want to be ready.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be ready for this.
yeah,
And it's really cool for you to give us this opportunity now, even compared to in the past, because of how much you've grown. So first of all, I want to thank you for being here.
yeah. Thanks for having me.
There's so many things that I could go over here, just like how it came to this point. What's next for Billie Jo? Like, I know there's a lot of people that got here, like Get Joe and some of them. So, like, you want to shout out some of the people that have got you to this point?
I do. So right now, like, the biggest thing is I've been recording in Nashville for the past year and a half. It kind of got pushed to the side because Dolly Parton was recording her rock album. So her producer is my producer, which is Kent Wells in Nashville.
Slight flex.
I mean, you know, I kind of got pushed to the side, but it's okay. I'm totally okay with that. But it's been amazing. So I've gotten to work with Kent Wells, and we have 10 songs. My first ever country album is going to be released this summer. We are doing a limited edition vinyl, and we're also doing some CDs as well. But it's kind of, I don't know, it's like, it's a moment I've been waiting for like my whole life, to be able to have like a whole album to put out there, you know, for the world. Because I have released single after single, and it's really cool to see like I've got 10 songs ready to go like right now. Technically we've already written my half of my next album that'll be out next year. So it's going great. Like that's one of the things that I took a few years off from radio. I think I took about 2.5 years off from radio, and I didn't release any music to radio at all. I wanted to work on my writing. I wanted to figure out what kind of music I really wanted to put out, because I was kind of all over the place, I feel like, with the stuff that I had. And now it's just, everything's fallen into place. So shout out to Get Joe Records that signed me about 1.5 years ago. And Kent Wells, I signed a recording deal with him in Nashville. So he is my producer. So everything that comes out from this point forward is all him. And he is incredible. So I can't wait for y'all to hear it. So it's going great.
For sure.
Better hope Dolly Parton's not recording in next
Oh my
year.
gosh, I know. I mean, it'd be cool to do a song with Dolly. I will say that. That would be really cool. But
Let's speak that into
I know, like
existence.
speak it into existence, please. I haven't got to meet her yet, but I feel like that's probably going to happen pretty soon. I don't know. I've got a really good feeling about that. So
You know what made me laugh? She was like my first ever country album, as if she came out with like a rap album before. You ever notice that?
Y'all ain't heard her mixtape.
I mean, I could do some Eminem if you really want, want me
Okay.
to. But
That kind of brings me to what I was going to ask you. So, man, I just want to say, like, real quick, I want to give you your flowers too, because we've kind of barely known each other a little bit in passing, you know, at shows, and it's been hectic. We haven't really got to sit down and talk like we are in this setting.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, like, you've got this great charisma and presence about you, and like, I can tell that you like have a lot of fun doing the PR stuff too. You're just really good at it.
Thank you.
And on top of that, your sound is so authentic, and it's like on some pro level stuff. Okay, like,
Pro level.
yeah, it's killer. So you got the country thing nailed. So what I want to know, I want to dig kind of deep. What are some of your influences outside of country, like maybe like female vocalists that you're just like, oh my God, she's so good? Like, do you have any influences like that outside of country music?
I do actually, and it's so crazy because like honestly, I don't think anyone's ever asked me that question before. Like, it's always like, who's your biggest like country influence or whatever.
Right.
Like, no one's ever asked like outside of country music, like, who do you love? I mean, obviously Adele. I mean, the vocal range like is insane. I love Adele. I love Kelly Clarkson. But I will say from like back in the day, before things went a little different for her, I loved Britney Spears growing up. I did. I loved her. And like there was an artist named, is it JoJo? Just JoJo.
Yes.
Like, remember like get out right now.
She
The
can
end of you
sing.
and me. Yeah, remember that?
She
You remember
could
that song?
Sang, yeah, I remember.
Like I loved her. And I think she did like a collab with somebody recently on like one of the award shows. Like, you know how they do the collab things. But I loved her. So I love all kinds of music. Like and my husband like gets so mad at me because I do love older country music. I think like nowadays like country music is not really country music like it used to be, you know. I'm trying to kind of bring that back with like my traditional modern sound that I have. So I really do catch myself listening to way different things than country music, and he's like, what are you listening to, you know? And I don't know, I love it. I love all genres of music. So
well, I'm no country connoisseur by any means, but I can tell just from listening to you that your style definitely gives a nod to the older country.
Yeah.
And I like that. I'm all
I
about
do.
paying homage
I do.
to the, you know, yeah. for
Yeah.
sure.
I love that. I love it.
So, real question.
Yep.
Whose forehead's bigger, yours or Corey Real quick?
I knew this
We
was
are
coming.
not.
Knew this was
We are
coming.
not going to get into that.
Hey, I got the picture on my phone.
There
Just
is
flash
a
it.
picture that I have like threatened Corey with his life.
With my life, legitimately.
For real, with his life. I'm like, you are not allowed to post that anywhere.
That's why she's not.
I may let you do like a 2-second pop-up picture.
We'll make it to where like they have to pause it
It's
to
just
see
like-
it. Just flash it.
Like for real, like 0.5 seconds. I don't
It's time!
I don't know.
But
Like-
I think we got to win.
It's still Corey. I'm not gonna lie. It really is Corey.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
I know.
sorry about that.
okay.
We obviously.
I
got
really
to
am
win.
sorry,
But,
but it is Corey.
You're the one wearing a cowboy hat instead of headphones.
But
This is why I wear a cowgirl hat now. Okay.
But that's why we have a winner, and it's not you, it's her.
No, it's not.
It's definitely her. And leading to that,
No.
But actually,
we're glad you got it covered. And got a new sponsorship coming up.
I'm gonna punch you in the face, Josh.
That's just the best segue I've ever heard in my life.
It really was.
That was
perfect.
so
That was
wrong.
perfect.
Like did y'all have that all planned out?
No.
Like
No.
y'all just did that?
That worked.
No,
though.
Josh
Y'all
just
are little brats.
Josh
That's
did that
okay.
naturally.
I'm
So-
gonna take it because you know what? I have been holding out for a hat sponsor for like probably 2 or 3 years now. Yep. And I even tagged them in all my stuff, even though they weren't my sponsors. I was always tagging them because I always bought American hats. And it just became official yesterday that I am an official ambassador and influencer for social media for the American Hat Company. So I really am super excited about that.
Congratulations.
So,
That's awesome. Congrats.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Awesome.
Congratulations. Your forehead will be covered forever now.
Yeah, it will. And I'm going to tell them, like, look, like, this is the real reason why
Can I be your...
we cover this.
No, I need a hat sponsor. I don't wear cowboy hats, but I guess our podcast is a hat
slogan.
sponsor now.
Yeah, you have your own hat sponsor with that. I need one of those, though.
Your slogan, Corey, can be like,
For sure.
I like it.
it's comfortable and covers all areas of the forehead. You know what I mean?
Dakota, why don't you pull your hat back, buddy? Since we're talking about foreheads.
Yeah, Dakota, you want to be in this race with us?
Well, this is no race.
Oh, okay.
No race.
Corey wins.
Big dude, big forehead, small hands.
That's not true. He has big hands.
Not for his size. They're not proportionate.
It's only because you're comparing them to Chris Cunningham's, and that dude is a bear.
Okay.
raised by.
Okay, that's
You're
true.
a bear, space
That's
bear.
true.
Yeah, but he's raised by like a Yeti or something. Okay, anyways, Billie Jo. So we've known each other a very long time now.
Yes.
Many years on the road. And as a fellow musician, we go through highs and lows, and you mentioned earlier. So tell us kind of a story recently, because you've been on the go.
Yeah.
Pedal to the metal this past year, where you were at that low and you didn't know the rise was coming, and you knew when the rise hit, you knew it was there.
Yeah. Man, that's so hard because, I mean, as a musician, it's literally probably every other day that you have something like, man, this is so cool. And then it's like, brings you back down. Like, dang it. Like, I got to work a little harder. Let's go back up again. So, gosh, that's so hard. I think the biggest thing for me would be I took a few years off from releasing music to radio, and we came back out with my song Right Now Kinda Girl. And we hit both sides. We hit the Texas country side of things. My radio promoter for the Texas country side of things is Dylan Steen, and he's amazing.
Love Dylan Steen.
And
Love him.
we also hit Nashville, mainstream side of things. So I kind of took a risk, and for the first time ever, we promoted to mainstream. And I've got Lynn and Regina with PCL Music in Nashville that promoted Right Now Kinda Girl. And I will be honest, I had never had a song, hit, top 75 on Texas regional radio, which is the biggest chart in Texas. And I was so nervous because I was just waiting, and it just kind of goes up and it goes down, and you watch your numbers, and so we got to 62 on T3R, and I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go because, it just kind of keeps going up and down. And I kept doing the radio tours. And I'm telling you right now, to any musician out there, artist, doing this thing, it is so important to go hit those radio stations. Do the driving, do the miles, go stay at a hotel, go stay at a friend's house. It's close by, whatever you got to do. Go meet those radio DJs, because those relationships, it means everything to them, and it should mean everything to you, because I'm not kidding, your song literally depends on those relationships. And so I did the work. I did several radio tours in Texas. I did another radio tour, a couple of different ones out of Texas, from, Wisconsin to Nebraska, kind of all over the place. So I think the biggest thing for me was just watching my song kind of go up and down and up and down. And I wasn't really sure what was going to happen with it. And it got into the top 10 on T3R. And I was like, man, this is so cool. And I thought that was it. I was like, man, I did it. I made top 10 on T3R. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And then it just kept climbing. And I was like, okay, this is really cool. And then I think it was number 3 on T3R. And so I was like, okay, this was it. I thought that was it. I thought that was the top it was going to be. And I'd forgotten that the charts came out, and I slept in one day. I never do that. It was 10 o'clock in the morning, and I had so many missed calls and messages your song went number 1 on T3R. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, that is so cool. And then I look at that, and it's number 1 on the Texas chart. And then you look at mainstream, and I'm still at like, I was like 62 or something on mainstream. It's like, man, I'm number 1 in Texas and I'm number 62 on mainstream. But when you look at the company that you're with, like, it was like Jelly Roll and like Lainey Wilson and all those guys and gals on there. Like, it's just cool to kind of see the difference of that. So I guess the biggest thing is like, even if you think you're having like a low moment, like, just keep doing the work and keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you'll make it. You'll get there. I don't know.
So what you're saying is, don't wait around, be a right now kind of girl.
Exactly. That is exactly what I'm saying. I like what you did there.
He was holding on to that for a minute.
I
could see it in his face.
I figured Josh was about to say something too. I just tapped his arm real quick.
He was like, I'm taking this.
My first ever number 1 was Right Now kind of girl, and that was just, I don't know. It was incredible. Like, I wasn't expecting that, and I'm just so thankful. I'm thankful for the relationships that I've made in this industry and the radio people. Like, just getting to sit down and talk to them. Like, it's fun. I love it. I mean, even though I'm not gonna lie, I hate being in a car. Like, for real, hate being in a car, especially when I'm not able to drive. Like, the last radio tour, someone drove me the whole way. The owner of my label drove me from Texas to Wisconsin, and I couldn't drive at all because he's like me and wants to be in control. And I thought I was going to die because I was like, oh my gosh, like, I want to be in control and I want to drive. But then I was like, this is kind of cool. I'm, being chauffeured around, like, doing this whole radio tour. So
I've also been told by Justin and Chris you're a terrible driver. So
okay,
it's kind of a good thing you weren't driving.
Okay, listen, I'm a great driver unless there's animals around. Apparently deer and donkeys, they do a number to your vehicles. So
Jesus.
I will say that.
Not the donkey.
A donkey totaled my freaking car. Like, I'm not kidding. I had a...
What a jackass.
I had... exactly, what a jackass.
That's a weird way to refer to her husband.
I had a new to me King Ranch expedition. I had it like 2 months, and I was coming home from a gig. It was like 12:30 in the morning, and my daughter was with me, and she was in the front seat. And this thing came out of nowhere, and it totaled my car. I'm not even kidding. It totaled my car. Airbags, everything came out, and I'm like freaking out. It was so bad.
Oh yeah, they'll wipe them out.
Oh, it was bad. Yeah. And that stupid thing lived. I swear to you, it lived. I could still hear it. Like, when we were leaving. Oh yeah, exactly.
So I know Justin. He's a smart man. So you went from King Ranch to the Kia. How are you liking that?
Listen, I went from a King Ranch to a
better gas
what
mileage.
was it? Nissan Armada. Didn't I get that after that? Dumbest car.
Those are huge.
Don't get those stupid things ever.
Also,
and then I finally got an Expedition XL, so I'm good now. But
no animals were harmed in the making of this, by the way.
Allegedly.
So sorry about that. Yeah, no animals were harmed at all.
So yeah, in this interview, we've already talked about how far you've gone and how many cool things you're doing, like outside of home. But I want to bring you back home and tug on some heartstrings for a minute.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of artists, like a whole bunch. Like, I'm lucky to have some good friends that are really successful artists, and it's been fun to watch them and their fans and
Thank you.
and
I really appreciate it.
How they react.
You're so.
I think, like, out of everybody I've ever seen, you probably have two of the biggest fans that I've ever witnessed in my whole life, and that would be your grandparents.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit how much it means, like, and how they're reacting from seeing you, like, playing Sojo, which your dad used to sneak you in when you were a little girl.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
We don't want that to come back on.
Yeah. To going out to Nashville and seeing you play in different places. Like, how much does that mean to you, and how have they took to that?
Yeah. So my grandparents, for people that don't know, like, anything about me, my grandparents actually raised me since I was 1. My dad was still a big part of my life, but he knew, like, he was a truck driver, so the best thing was for them to raise me. My mom was and still is a drug addict to this day, so I've seen her like 3 times my whole life. But my grandparents, like, I remember I posted a video a few weeks ago. If you want to go check it out, it's on my Facebook. I was in a Pocahontas outfit, probably 3 or 4 years old, and I would make my grandparents sit in the living room, and they would have to listen and cheer for me. They had to clap and whistle and all that good stuff, and it was just, I don't know. It's so cool to go from that moment and watch those videos of me singing Randy Travis and Shania Twain and the Dixie Chicks. And then, growing up, being in high school and them taking me to church and different music events and little Opries and stuff around. They put so many miles on their cars, driving me around to all those places. And now they try to come to all of my shows. Like any chance they get. They are 89 and 85 years old. And I am so blessed to still have them in my life. So without getting emotional and crying about it, I'm going to move on from that. But they got to be at my my pre-album release concert a couple weeks ago, and it was incredible. Like just getting to see them in the front row, and I wrote a song about my grandma, and getting to sing that for them is just awesome. So
I think without saying a lot, you said so much just now when you said that, like, that's such a good line. Like, they put so many miles on their car.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a simple line, but it says so much about what they did for you. And like I've got to watch plenty of times. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're the one that made me cry.
So
It's
mad
fine.
at me.
It's fine.
But I love you.
Is this the
It's
first
like-
person to cry?
Oh,
on air?
stop
No,
that.
Zach Romo
Stop
cried.
Zach Romo. Zach Romo was
Oh,
first
I
one.
love
Zach
Zach.
Romo
love
fully
Zach.
cried.
I can't even go back and watch that. God, that one pulls my heartstrings bad.
Yeah, but I've just got to witness that, and it's like one of my favorite parts. And not just that, like, I think you're doing really big things, but like I've got to see the humbleness in you, even in some of your biggest moments, like down to FaceTiming him when he's at work in the middle of a show. She'll have her phone on FaceTime and he'll be watching her. Like,
Yeah.
no matter
so
where
sweet.
you go, no matter what you do, no matter who you play with or who you're recording with, or none of the connections you make, like, say more about yourself than the connections I watch with the people closest to you.
Yeah.
And that's always been my favorite part about being a fan of yours. So
Thank
I've never seen you be this nice to
Thank you.
anybody.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Well,
Anybody.
Dakota's the balance. He's the hater today.
I love the lady.
Wait, I do got a
She knows
question.
that. Always up.
Uh-oh.
So have you and Justin broken that tour bus yet?
Listen, no. He wasn't even here for the tour bus. He hasn't even seen it. That was a rental, first of all. Everyone thinks it was mine, and I'm like, I'm just gonna let them believe it for a little bit.
I saw the
Kinda cool.
TikToks. They're like,
PR.
wow,
Yeah,
this
I
is
know.
nice.
It's good PR, really, is what it is. But no, they rented that for me. We're gonna have a couple more are in the works, but not like mine. It's not my tour bus yet, but
Yeah.
maybe one
Coming
day.
Yet.
soon.
Coming
Honestly,
soon.
Owning a
Coming
tour
soon.
bus is a pain, though. It really is. I
I've
wouldn't
heard
recommend it.
that.
I just lease it.
I'm so scared about that. Like I
Yeah.
really am very scared about that. Like there's some scary stories that have gone on. So
There are a lot of maintenance and a lot of money at that point, so it's easier to rent them.
I'm good with a rental or even just a Sprinter van with a trailer. Like we're good.
Most
Like,
people have gone to the nice
fine.
Mercedes
Yeah.
Sprinters with the trailers.
Yeah.
It's just easier. Better gas
There
mileage.
was one here last week. That thing was freaking huge. Had a big old TV in it and everything.
Who was that?
Sterling Elza.
What'd you say? What's the last name?
Sterling
Sterling
Elza.
Okay.
He did a song called Throwaway, and they had Trio featured
Okay.
in it.
Oh, okay.
Kind of took
Okay,
them
I know
off.
what you're
And
talking about. Okay.
they dropped some
Okay.
bangers last
Yeah,
week.
they were killer.
They dropped some
Oh,
bangers.
that's awesome.
That dude is good.
Yeah,
Like,
That's
they're going.
awesome.
They're doing numbers.
Yeah.
But
Very cool.
yeah. So you got Right Now Kind of Girl that went #1, and you got the album's called Some Girls Don't Cry, correct?
It is.
And you
It
said
is.
this coming out this August.
It is. So, and I just released another song to radio. It's only been out a week, I think, and it is "Some Girls Don't Cry." That's the title track of my album. It's coming out. It's supposed to be July, but now it's been moved to August. We're doing a limited edition vinyl, so we're super excited about that. But it takes a little bit longer to like make those, so we had to push it to August. So it'll be out in August. So.
Got you.
Yeah.
It's exciting. Anybody got anything?
Yeah.
Check out.
Who's pressing that vinyl up? Do you know?
I'm
just curious.
Literally no idea. I don't know anything when it comes to that. My label, Get Joe Records, handles that. So I know that my music's being distributed through Sony Orchard. I think that's what it's called. So I don't know if they do that or if there's probably someone else. I don't know.
Yeah.
Brandon knows a guy.
Yeah,
You know a guy?
I was just curious. A lot,
You know
know,
a guy?
Well,
Okay.
a lot of records coming out these days are going through Hand-Drawn Records, and they're based out of Dallas.
Oh, cool. Okay.
They
I don't know. I need to find that out.
They got one of the first automated presses, the first one that was sent
Very
to the United
cool.
States. So the
Slight plug there, buddy.
time frame.
No, I like it.
Slight
I
plug
like
to your
it.
record label there,
Plug
buddy.
it.
But
Plug
let's
away.
But
Love
let's
it.
shout out Hand Drawn Records because
Yeah.
I like
they
it.
are the ones
Yeah.
putting all
They're
of our
awesome.
episodes out to Spotify.
They're
now.
awesome.
That's awesome.
So if someone buys your vinyl, is it pre-sale, like a limited edition pre-sale?
Yeah, we're gonna do a pre-sale. They don't have the link out just yet, but I know they're only doing like 500. Are you kidding? I don't know. Maybe 250 or 500 vinyls. So like not very many, but I want to.
If we don't get one, this episode doesn't air.
I feel like I just
Holding
I
a
love
hostage.
that.
If we don't get one, this episode doesn't air.
Wait,
I like that kind of ransom situation.
I got you.
what I said, hold the
I got
hostage.
you. I got you. I got you. I know someone.
So are you only doing vinyl, or are you doing like a package deal with it?
No,
or
we're doing a vinyl, and then we're doing some CDs. But it's so hard because people just
Yep.
don't buy CDs. I know that I don't even have a CD player in my car, which is just
Most people don't anymore.
so dumb. I think it's so dumb. I wish I had one, but
I do.
yeah, we're doing a limited edition vinyl, and we're doing some CDs as well. So
Do your vinyls go towards your album sales
yes.
for the pre-sales?
Yes. Yeah, it will. And we're doing, like, we did a thing at my pre-album release concert. We sold, what's it called? Like raffle tickets to a couple of signed guitars, my first ever signed guitars that were just for like my number one that I had with Right Now Kind of Girl. And so all those sales are going towards my label to kind of help with, like, I mean, y'all all know how expensive it is to do this and to release music and radio promoters and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, we did that, and it was really cool. I think we raised over like $2,500 on two little $200 guitars, which was awesome. So it's pretty cool.
All right, so my question here. We're both number one twins now.
Oh, we are twins.
We are twins on number ones now.
Slight flex.
Twin.
Yeah, slight flex. So when I got my first number one,
Yeah.
see, the thing what I love about Texas radio more than mainstream radio that you mentioned earlier is, to me, Texas radio, it's harder to achieve than mainstream. Well, it's not harder, let me say that, but it's its own difficulty level, right? But you don't know it's number one until you wake up and see it. Whereas
Yeah.
in Nashville on mainstream, it's kind of planned out.
Yeah.
They know there's songs going number one 4 weeks in advance.
Exactly.
So for someone like us, when we hit number one, it's kind of a big deal in Texas. Then you got to figure out what's next.
Yeah.
So what's next for you past the number one?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously a second number one's great, but from that point on, I already know you. I've known you for years. You're shooting past that. So what's next for Billie Jo past the number one?
Yeah. That's great. So, the biggest thing was to get that number one, which I honestly did not know it was going to hit number one in Texas. Like I really didn't know. And I thought that if it was going to hit number one, it'd be like the week after it hit. So I was not expecting that at all. But my team has been amazing, and we've had several things kind of happen since then. We did, the pre-album concert for my album that's coming out. We've got so many other things that I wish that I could talk about, and I can't because I just stop myself from talking about them, and I'll get in so much trouble. But there's a lot like behind the scenes that like goes on that people don't really realize. Like it doesn't just happen overnight. Like it's kind of stuff that's been planned out.
100%.
So there's always something. And you know me, like even outside of this that's going on, like I'm a Right Now kind of girl, and I'm always looking for like the next big thing that's gonna happen. So we've got a couple of things up our sleeves that
Should take my one liner like that.
I know I did. I just stole it. I stole it from you. I'm so sorry. But yeah, we're taking that, and we're kind of like moving forward from that. And the biggest thing is getting my album out there. It's incredible. But we have a couple other things up our sleeves that it's just awesome.
Well, I'm super proud of you because
thank you.
You've been doing this 10 years, and a lot of people will look
Yeah.
at you and probably think, "Oh, she just came out of nowhere."
There's so many people that literally like, "Oh, who's this girl? She just came out of nowhere," and they think I'm like 20, and I love that. Like I wish that I could just keep that age forever, and I'm not. But it is funny that people are like, "This girl just came out of nowhere," and I'm like, "No, I've been working this and doing this for over 10 years now." So
you've been grinding, staying on the hustle. I respect it. We all do. Yeah. We all love you, and we all respect
Most definitely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And with that, like for the little girls chasing dreams, singing and everything else, watching you, like you've definitely put yourself in a position to chase bigger dreams. Like what venues or arenas, what would that consist of? Like what would be that made it moment for you?
I mean, my ultimate like goal since I was a little girl, and like I almost said this earlier when you talked about my grandparents. I've got videos when I was 3 or 4 years old of me singing to them in the living room. And it later talks about how, the biggest dream of mine is to play the Grand Ole Opry. So that's in sights for me. And I feel like it's going to happen. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. I have full belief that it will. So that's kind of my like made it moment, I guess. Would be to play the Grand Ole Opry, and I'm determined that my grandparents are going to get there one way or another. I'm going to put them on a plane. They're going to get on a bus. I don't know what they're going to do, but they're going to be there whenever it happens. So it needs to be soon. They are 89 and 85 years old, so that's my ultimate goal. But there's several places that I have dreamed of playing. A few years ago, Southern Junction was it for me. Like that, my dad would sneak me in there when I was younger, and he'd throw me up there. Allegedly, my dad would sneak me in there, and he'd throw $20 at the band, like let my daughter come sing a song with y'all and all that good stuff. So Southern Junction, Silver Saloon, I'm coming for you. Like I want to play there so bad. It's gonna happen. I've got some connections now that I just
I was about to say Brady's in the room.
We're gonna make it happen.
I already texted him.
Green Hall, that's one of my other big ones in Texas that I'd love to play. But there's so many. There's so many places, and so many things that I want to do in this career that I'm gonna do it. Like I don't know. I set my mind to something. I'm gonna make it happen. Like there's been so many times that doors have closed, and I just try to kick them open as best as I can. Like,
and then plenty of new ones have opened.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're making it happen.
Quick, before we change subject, I want to go off of that too. Have you collabed with anybody that you can talk about, maybe that you've written songs with, or is there like some dream collabs that you have? I know you mentioned Dolly Parton earlier, but
oh my gosh, would love that. Nothing yet. There's talks of a couple different things that I can't really talk about yet, but we're talking with a couple different options. I just wrote a girl duet when I was on a radio tour with the guy that owns my label. His name is Lynn Snow. He owns Get Joe Records. And so we wrote this girl duet, and we're trying to figure out who we're going to have sing on it. It'd be awesome to have like Dolly Parton or Lainey Wilson or Miranda Lambert. But realistically right now, I think we need to kind of focus on some Texas country gals. So we're working on that. So we have like 3 girls in mind that I think would be amazing to have them. So it kind of just depends on who the label goes with on that.
Yeah.
But
with that,
but yeah.
How you playing Lindale all the time on that spot that Miranda owns?
Oh my gosh, I know.
I have my own thoughts on Miranda Lambert. Long live Turnpike Troubadours. But that'd be really cool since you're always out in that area. You know what I mean? Because that's where she came from.
That would be cool. And I get compared to Miranda quite a bit. I had someone at my album release concert was like, you know, have you ever been told that you sound so much like Miranda Lambert? And I'm like, no, I've never heard that in my life.
Never
No.
once.
I'm just kidding. No, I really.
Okay, I was gonna say, did you tell him like no?
No, I didn't, but I should have. I should have been like, oh my gosh, no, I've never heard that. No.
I can imagine you saying it because I've known her so long that she'll get bombarded by people.
Yeah.
And B's got this like friendly face to everybody, but after a period of time, it starts to slowly go to an RBF.
Listen,
Just slowly. And she's like, I'm ready to
hating
get out of
it.
here.
Dakota, you
Tell me I'm wrong.
cannot be telling people that story.
I'm just kidding.
He's
No,
been so
it's
mean today.
True. I'm not kidding.
It happened in Fort Worth all day.
Hush. Like Dakota and Chris, like we play a show together, and the people just come after the show and just talk and talk and talk and talk. And I'm like, I'm good for a little bit. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I really do love people. I love meeting new people. I could talk to people all day long. But then there's a certain point where I'm just like, you know, I get this look in my eye like, I'm not listening to anything you're saying. I'm just going to nod my head. And then I'm going to look at my friends and they're going to like come save me. Or at least I think they're going to come save me.
And there's
Like, I
Chris and
think
Dakota just over there
has-
laughing.
Oh, no.
Well, yeah,
Dakota,
because her face will just be like, they'll be talking to her and she'll be like, mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's when they start telling her she should cover
It's just
Miranda
covered
Lambert
by
songs.
like 7 people. It's so
I can-
funny.
and
I can
Dakota-
picture you and Chris
Dakota
over there
and
laughing.
Chris
Yes,
have
100%.
They have both came and saved me. They really have, even though he wants to talk crap right
Yeah,
now.
no,
But
we-
he really has saved me before because there's some crazy people out there.
Fort Worth was a fun weekend. All playing
Oh,
shows. It
that
was a great weekend.
Oh my gosh, I don't even think about that.
They're called punishers. That's what they're called.
So,
I feel like they do both. Like I feel like people could be talking to them. And they're like, hey, that's Billie Jo over there.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then- but at the same time, they save you too.
that's true. That's true. But they like to dish it out though. They do.
I get it though. I mean, like sometimes after you get done playing and it's like people and you just want to decompress. You're like, okay, I'm gonna go over here,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna
Yeah.
come talk to y'all.
I was opposite though. When I played Southern Junction, I don't know. I had there was a line of people, probably one of the biggest lines I've ever had in my career. There was a line of people, you know, to have things signed and talk to me and take pictures and all that stuff. And I ate up every single minute. Like I never got like bored or, you know, like wanted to leave or anything. Like I wanted more people to just start lining up, you know, like the people that didn't come over.
You signed foreheads?
Yeah, I loved it. Except I was kind of, wait, what'd you say?
Did you sign foreheads?
No, I did not. I did not sign a forehead. I have signed like a guy's chest before at a rodeo. And I signed a croc like that. I don't know.
I thought you were about to say
Was it
something.
Chris
Is that a thing?
yeah, that's
No,
like,
it's
that
not
was
Chris Cunningham.
That was
We'll put a
Chris
censor over a mouth and edit just to be.
That was-
I'm
Oh
kidding.
my
Cunningham.
god.
We're gonna put subtitles on to make sure the R gets heard.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Chris is
It's so
finally
bad.
gonna get this Croc sponsorship he's been waiting for.
And I'm telling you, he would take it in a heartbeat.
Yes.
I'm telling you, we played a show together. I invited him to come play with me in the Hill Country one time and up like Fredericksburg area. And I was like, come play a show with me. But don't wear those freaking Crocs. Like I literally said, don't wear them. What'd he do? He showed up in his Crocs.
You know he's going to.
Oh, 100%.
Wait, did that happen to be the time that y'all got pulled over in that one time down in Hill Country?
No, that wasn't the same time.
Not that
No, no,
time.
no.
I wasn't there, but I do believe that. I believe that.
All I know is at Billie Jo's next show, I will be there in Crocs.
In Crocs.
And a purple jacket.
Just to make me mad.
We're all
That's
gonna-
what you're going to do.
How about we all show up in Crocs and a purple jacket?
I
Crocs
see. I
and a
see what's
purple-
Like the
happening.
Billy Joe and rhinestones on the back.
She's gonna walk out on stage, look at us, and just turn around.
I'm gonna walk up and be like, I'm sorry, I can't not sing for these people.
You would love it. You would love
He's
it.
gonna get into the green room. He's gonna be waiting for you in the green room.
We got it.
We're gonna
Oh my
make them
gosh.
paint the green room purple before you get there.
No. Oh, this is awful.
I guess I got to figure out what I'm going to wear. What are your least favorite pants?
You're gonna steal it from Jillian anyway.
Probably skinny jeans.
Oh, he got you covered. He got you covered.
That's why I said that. I already saw you.
Yeah.
Just everybody. Y'all are all
yeah.
problems. Every single one of y'all.
It's a great episode. I
Kind of
don't
set
care.
yourself up for that.
Purple jackets and skinny jeans. If this isn't sponsored by Austin, I don't know what is.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
If I put his jeans
Here
on,
we
somebody's gonna have
go.
to surgically remove them from my leg.
Let's give it a shot. We'll take a picture of it.
I love it.
All right, we're getting to the end part of this. You stole my closing line, by the way, with the Grand Ole Opry thing, because I was gonna be like, I can't wait to see you stand in that circle in the Grand Ole Opry soon.
Oh man,
but it's fine. You already said it.
One day.
If you do stand at the Grand Ole Opry at the very end, just take the hat off for the world.
One time.
No.
This is for Corey O'Grady.
Do you want me to say that? Just like.
Dude, that'd be cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
It's like whip it off.
Take the hat off and wave it like Lane Frost and be like, this is for Corey O'Grady. Here's my forehead.
I worked my whole life to shout out Corey O'Grady.
Oh my gosh. That is awful.
Let's shoot for New Year's Eve, too, for Justin's birthday.
Yes. I like that.
Who wears the jacket, though?
Not me.
Billie Jo wears the jacket.
I'm telling
this
you,
time.
he ain't wearing that jacket either if I ever make that.
Plot
Well,
twist.
he gave it away.
Plot twist, you wear it.
No.
I'm telling
Would
y'all,
never.
if we ever win a award for anything.
I'm holding you into that.
Hey, trees.
Especially in
I'm
Fort
wearing
Worth,
it
we're
at
bringing
trees.
him up on stage in the jacket.
I just thought of it. He's really going to look like the penguin from the Michael Keaton Batman movies.
I'm
If he
gonna
wears
tell
that
you,
purple jacket.
We had a great show, Dakota.
I mean, the Joker
in
wears
Fort Worth.
purple,
We really
Like-
that was actually a really fun show.
It really was so much fun.
Who was that? It was me, you, Chris, and Jeff Canada.
Yes.
It was a hell of a show,
Oh,
too.
it was awesome. I was a nervous wreck. I was like, man, I'm the only female with all these guys. And I just thought that I don't know. I felt like I needed to put on like my own show or something. I don't know.
This-
But
I
it,
was there. I was there. You were killer.
No, it was fun.
No, you
It
don't.
was,
All right. Guess we got to close that now. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. No, I'm just kidding. Billie Jo, I can't wait to see all the cool shit you do, because obviously you've been killing it.
Thank you.
And
Corey, shout out to the first person that brought their own rumple here.
Yes, thank you for that. Made my
That was me.
night.
That was
Wait, did
me,
she
guys.
bring? You brought the rumble?
She
I
brought
did.
the rumble.
Oh shit!
I came in.
I thought that was
did.
you
I
that
wanted
brought
to
it.
share
She
with
chose
y'all.
violence.
I did.
I came in there like we already took a shot of rumble without you. I was like, what? She brought rumble? Yeah, so that was cool.
That's awesome.
Let's kill that bottle.
Oh, you stole it? Is that what you
No,
said?
I said let's kill the bottle.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to steal it.
Allegedly we'll kill the bottle.
Allegedly. No.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't, like I was gonna say earlier, I'm still gonna say it. I can't wait to see you standing in the circle on the Grand Ole Opry, because I got a real good feeling it's gonna happen.
I hope so.
And-
I hope so. I know so. I don't know. I'm excited. I think it's going to happen soon. I hope so.
I'll speak for me, and I think everybody else in this room. This has been a really fun interview.
It's been
you.
it's been great.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all.
It's been great.
So yeah, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Truth, Tall Tales, and Whiskey.
Must be nice. Just being lucky. Exclusive.
It drive me crazy. Want you to know if I haven't told you lately.
He asked me super politely to box him so we could squash this, and I was like, look, I'm about to get beat up and feel bad at the same time. Did you see this dude right here, bro?
I know.
He tried to hand me a set of boxing gloves. I was like, dog, can we just squash this a different way?
Ain't no sleep when I'm